The storytelling style is interesting, like a person telling the story. December 13, 1937, is considered the date in world history to be the beginning of the Nanking Massacre, also known in English as the Rape of Nanking. This event occurred amidst the Second Sino-Japanese War, which fully erupted on July 7, 1937, following a clash at the Marco Polo Bridge, or Lugo Chao, near Beijing. The Japanese imperialist army, using the excuse of missing Japanese soldiers, invaded the area under the pretext of a security check. This sparked the first clash between the Chinese nationalists and Japanese forces and marked the beginning of the invasion of China. Following the Marco Polo Bridge incident, the Japanese army rapidly reinforced its forces and expanded its offensive into major cities in northern China, including Tianjin and Beijing. By August 1937, the Japanese army had begun its offensive against Shanghai, China's economic center. After 3 months of fierce fighting, Shanghai fell completely to Japan, resulting in the deaths and injuries of hundreds of thousands of Chinese civilians and soldiers. Many survivors fled to Nanjing. Nanjing was then the capital of the nationalist government led by Chiang Kai-shek. When the Japanese army advanced into the city in late November and early December 1937, the situation was severely strained on the nationalist government, forcing it to retreat to Chongqing to establish a provisional government, leaving approximately 100,000 troops to defend Nanjing. Fighting between the Chinese and Japanese armies raged. Chinese General Tang Shenji attempted to resist the invasion, but after only 3 days of fighting, the Chinese army retreated. On December 13, 1937, the Japanese army, led by Marshal Iwan Matsui, entered Nanjing through the 13 ancient city gates. The Chinese capital at that time became a brutal arena where civilians and soldiers faced indiscriminate death. During the next 6 weeks, the Japanese army committed massive massacres of innocent people. Experts from the International Military Tribunal for the Far East, or IMTFE, estimated that at least 260,000 people died, most of them civilians. Many women and children were victims of sexual violence, with between 20 and 80,000 victims of brutal rape and torture. Reports indicate that the events during this period involved not only personal violence by Japanese soldiers, but also brutal killings such as dismemberment, burning alive, and forced violence against family members. Various homes, buildings, and property were destroyed and looted. Approximately 1/3 of the city suffered significant damage, while some residents fled to safety zones established by the International Red Cross. But even within these areas, Japanese soldiers continued to violate regulations, murdering and forcing people to rape. After the Nanking incident, Japan established a puppet government in Nanjing, led by Wang Jingwei. This government was tightly controlled by Japanese military and economic power until 1944, when Wang became seriously ill and died in Japan. The Sino-Japanese War continued until 1945, following the surrender of Germany and the United States atomic bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Japan surrendered to the Allies on August 15, 1945, and Chinese people across the country celebrated the victory and expressed relief at the end of the war's suffering. The Nanking Massacre remains a symbol of the brutality and shame of World War II history. Over 185,000 remains have been discovered by charitable organizations, and the total death toll is estimated at around 300,000. This is a horrific human rights violation and represents the greatest shame of the war. While reparations for physical damage can be made, the emotional wounds of the survivors remain a legacy of grief. Meanwhile, the ongoing friendship between China and Japan, such as the planting of cherry trees at Friendship Park in Wuxi, symbolizes the desire for peace and healing between the two nations. While there has been no official apology from the Japanese government for the past events, the memories and lessons of the Nanking Massacre continue to be remembered and taught throughout world history to prevent similar atrocities from occurring again.